friends, it's Danielle. I'm back, and I am so sorry that I've made you wait because I just have not been feeling well, but we'll get into that later. Welcome to Gemma Darling Daily, Season 3, Episode 5. I have no idea what I'm going to title this one. It's kind of a mishmash all over the place, but we're going to get a couple things accomplished. I want to show you some new stash acquisitions. Is that the word? Does someone own that word? I usually call it stash enhancement. I have a sweater that's really going strong right now. I have a shawl that I finished. So we also have to talk about the 3,000 subscriber giveaway and get that done because you guys have been waiting so patiently for me to announce the winner on that. And I drew the name like weeks ago, and I just have not been able to get in front of the camera, so I'm so very sorry. Thank you all for waiting. Let's see. I'm starting to get a little out of breath. I got this thing. And yeah, so someone asked me last time how I was sitting on the floor. I don't really mind sitting on the floor. I've always been a floor dweller. I used to do my homework on like the kitchen floor in high school. I like the floor. I did buy a little stool. It's really cute. So when I can't really sit down anymore, I'll be like propped up in this little stool so that my belly can just hang, because I am a big advocate for being as comfortable as possible when pregnant. So right now, I think we're at 29 or 30 weeks. And the only reason I know is because I had to get a special test this week, and we'll talk all about that. So, let's see. Did my makeup, not my hair. So, I don't think I'm doing my hair pretty much ever again. So I put on extra blush to compensate. I hope that's okay. Let's see. I have all of my notes, so hopefully this will go smoothly. Let's jump right in. The 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Guys, I am so humbled that any of you follow me. I loved reading all of your responses to the 3 questions that I put in my Ravelry group. Thank you so much for all of the kind words about me, about my daughter. I know that you guys like my laugh, and that makes me very happy because I used to be very self-conscious of my laugh. But you know what? Life is about laughter. And so if my laugh makes you laugh, there you go. That's happiness right there. The 3,000 subscriber giveaway, let's recap here because we haven't talked in a while, is this beautiful skein of Asylum fibers. Look how good it looks. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get myself some of this. I don't even really like corally colors, but this is gorgeous. Stephanie is really, she's killing it. This is called I'm Alive. It's on her Madhouse base, which is a fingering sock base, and it is 100% superwash. And it's exquisite. So whoever gets to take this home, you are extremely lucky. I have fuzz on my lip gloss. Do you guys ever have that? Yeah. First world knitter problems. Okay, so you get this. And then you get the Chelsea Yarns needle gauge. Which, by the way, is really great when you're sorting out your needles like I did this past week. This really helped. I have one of my own. And then you're getting a Chelsea Yarns pin. So I think it's a cute little giveaway, and I just want to say thank you guys always for subscribing, for commenting, for engaging in yarny goodness conversation, and also for, you know, following along on the things that are going on in my life and actually caring. It really means a lot to me. And I read every single comment, even if I can't reply to all of them. So please know that if you write something, I will read it. Okay. So as you know, I asked you to answer 3 questions in my Ravelry thread, and the number of entry that you were is in the corner. So the winner is number 48, Sherry from Butler, New Jersey, and you win the Chelsea Yarns Asylum Fibers prize pack. So please contact me on Ravelry and send me your address, and I'll get it out for you right away. Congratulations. Thanks for playing, everyone. Later in the podcast, we're going to talk about the suggestions that you had, because you guys had some great suggestions. And again, really, really thankful for all of the compliments that you guys gave. It was just really sweet, and it was really nice to read. And I really wasn't fishing for compliments, but you guys really, really were generous with them, and I do appreciate it, if I haven't said that 9 times already. So thank you. Okay, let's go to an FO. And I know that this is few and far between on this podcast because I'm just not a power knitter like some other people are. And I wish I was, because it's like going into a supermarket hungry, like your eyes are bigger than your stomach. I buy patterns all the time. I buy yarn all the time. I finish maybe 3 or 4 things a year. And I think I'm just going to have to start dealing with that. Start like, you know, taking that as my reality. Like, let me pick a couple patterns. My friend Christy, you may know her, she finishes like 9 things a month. I can't do it. I've tried. So I'm going to just be me and I'm going to pick the ones that I really love and work on those. And so, boy, do I wish I could do that though. She has lists and she just plows through them. I definitely have knitter envy on that one. But as you guys know, I was working on the Akemi Shawl by Isabel Kramer. Oh no, that's a bobble. I keep thinking that they're drop stitches. Okay. So here's my finished object now. FO to me means off the needles. My friend Christine, you guys may know Christine King. If you don't follow her, please follow her on Instagram, Mini Moebius or Mobius. I think it's Moebius. I don't know how to say it. She is adorable and she knits like the best stuff. So follow her. But she said that an FO is after it's been blocked and the ends have been woven in. And she and I disagree on this. And we're going to agree to disagree because I get it off the needles and I'm like, it is done. So she's correct though. I'm not. Anyway, here it is. Can you see the lace on this? I can't even see if you can see it. I'm trying to look through the lace to see if it is focused. Okay. But this was one of my favorite knits. Guys, I am in love with Isabel Kramer. Yeah. When we met her at EYF and my friend Leslie just completely accosted her and it was just, it's the funniest part of my EYF videos. Please check them out if you haven't seen it yet. But, she was losing her mind and I'm like, why are you losing your mind? I get it now. I love Isabel Kramer. And so here's the shawl. And I guess I've never made a triangle shawl before. So I see everyone always wrapping them around themselves and I love it. So I was like, oh, let me do that. I want one. So there it is. But can you see this lace? I mean, I'm going to block it and it'll open up, I'm sure. But like, it really, really is pretty. And I really liked the way it had a lot of these garter rows to begin with. And then it went into the lace at the bottom, but had 2 different sections of the lace. So, and it was a simple lace. I did not have to learn any new stitches. I mean, all the stitches that you needed were in her key and they were right there and I loved it. So I did cheese out a little bit at the end. I was supposed to do 10 repeats of the lace and I only did 8. But I think that, you know, as much as I love knitting it, I think you get to a point in every project where you're ready to move on. So I said, okay, it's big enough because it's not really going to change the wingspan much. And if I do those 2 extra repeats, I think it would have added maybe an inch on each side. Not a big deal. So I left them out. Okay. So that's my faux. I'm actually really proud of it. I really like it. It's in Mad Tosh in glazed pecan. I know there's been a little bit of a problem with Mad Tosh lately. I don't really agree with what they did. I think trying and failing is better than not trying at all in terms of our conversation about inclusion, but I don't really like how they went about it. So I don't know if I'm going to be buying it much more in the future. I do have a little bit of glazed pecan left in my stash, but I have noticed that a lot of other companies make a colorway that's super like similar to this. So I don't have to buy it from Mad Tosh. So we'll see what happens in the future with them. I will be monitoring that, but I just did not like their attempt at entering that conversation. So just putting that right there in case anyone wondered. I do love my glazed pecan though. So I was almost done when that happened. Otherwise, I probably might have started over with another yarn again. So there's that. I do love it though, guys. I do recommend the Akemi Shawl by Isabel Kramer. I know it was a design I believe that she put out for India Untangled in 2018, and I know that Lisa was selling kits for it in the India Untangled booth at India Untangled in 2018. It does call for more of a, it was in between like a sport and a fingering weight. So I went with fingering and I just used the needle size that it called for. It's a little drapier probably than I would like. I'd like it to be a little bit more substantial. So if you do decide to knit the Akemi Shawl, go with a sport weight. I think sport weight is a really overlooked weight, and I think that, like, you know, more of us should use it. So that's my 2 cents on that. But as soon as I finished it, I cast on something that I have been waiting to cast on for a while now. This is my Felix Pullover by Savory Knitting. And I actually made a good dent in it. Look. I only really have like an inch more to go, as the pattern states. But I don't really want it to be like a crop. I'm not really into crops. Sorry, Christina. I think they look beautiful on you, but I've got a little bit of baby flab that I'm going to have to take care of. So I'm going to knit things that cover it. So this is my, I am not speaking well today, guys. This is my Felix Pullover by Savory Knitting, and I really, really love the pattern. I love it. It's laid out a little bit loosely, in paragraphs kind of, and so I don't know. I probably would have laid it out differently if I did it myself, but that's just neither here nor there. That's knitter preference, not a big deal. It's very easy to follow. What I really like about it is, if you can see this here, these are the increases. These are the raglan increases, guys. These. They're yarn overs. No make ones. None of that, like, you know, things that you have to sit there and stop and then pick up and blah, blah, blah. Nope. Yarn over. You're done. You added a stitch. And they look really pretty. So they're in the front here and here. And then they're also in the back here and here. So as you're going around, you have 4 stitch markers, and it just tells you what to do at each one. It's easy. And one of those is your beginning of round, which is probably the only thing I don't like about the pattern, because when I twist the 2 yarns, because you know you're using 2 different skeins at once, when I twist them, this is my mistake, I always make them a little tighter. So at one spot on this, where I actually do that twist, it's a little tighter, and I wish it wasn't on one of those increase rounds. Raglan increases. I wish it wasn't there. But I mean, if it was in the center of the back, you'd be able to see it. So having it right here, probably the best bet. It just, for me, I mean, I can't think of anything better, to be honest, so I really shouldn't criticize it. But I'm using La Bien-Aimée in their rust colorway, and this is their Aran, and look at that. It's gorgeous. And it's really, really soft. So the pattern used a more rustic wool, and I am not super into rustic wools. I don't like my sweaters to be itchy. I mean, I don't like them to be, I don't make them out of silk or anything. They don't need to feel like luxurious, but I do think that just a plain superwash merino, 100% merino, is a really nice sweater. My Rhinebeck sweater last year had nylon in it. It didn't bother me, but I've been kind of going away from yarns with nylon in them lately because I just don't like the sheen. You know, there is a sheen. You can see the difference between a yarn with a nylon. Maybe other people can't, but I can. And so I'm not a big sock yarn fan. That's why I knit with a lot of skinny singles. I actually think they take the dye really nicely. But this Aran by La Bien-Aimée is gorgeous. And I think that when I wear it, guys, I'm getting out of breath. Sorry. Hey, baby. Calm down there. Okay. when I wear it, when I block it, it's going to turn into something that resembles more of a boat neck than the way it looks right now. It looks a little bit like a crew. It calls for a tubular cast on, I believe, and I just did not feel like sitting there and learning something I hadn't done before. So I just did a long tail cast on. The tubular cast on, it said to use a size 5 needle and then knit the rest of the sweater in a 10. And I was like, huh, that seems weird, but I've never done a tubular cast on, so I don't know. Maybe you do need to use a very small needle for some reason. I can't speak to that because I don't know. But with the long tail cast on, which I'm sure we're all familiar with, I just went two needle sizes down. So I did my swatch. Let me show you my swatch. I was swatching for this the same week that Christy was swatch shamed by Patty Lyons, which actually, I don't know, because I think Christy's a wonderful knitter, but her knitting on this new project that she's doing with the Patty Lyons knit along it's gorgeous. It looks incredible. So Patty Lyons knows her stuff. She just knows a lot, right? She knows a lot. But she said, when you're doing a swatch, why would you put garter in it if the whole thing is going to be knit in stockinette? Brilliant! That's brilliant! I mean, we all make those swatches that have the border on them, right? And they look like pot holders, which some of mine turn into. But I just knit it like this. I was like, okay, let me see if I like the fabric I'm getting. Let me see if I like the needle size. So I did it in the 10 was down here, which is what the pattern called for. And then I tried a 10.5 because it said that it wanted the sweater to be a really open drapey gauge. And I was like, no, I don't like it. I thought it was too netty. Do you ever, when it's like too netty? Yeah, see? It like opened too much. But this one I figure is going to open a little bit when it's blocked and it'll be perfect. So thank you, Patty Lyons and Christy Glass. I learned something new and I found it incredibly useful. So that is my Felix Pullover by Savory Knitting. Guys, I highly recommend this. It's pretty much knitting itself. And I am not a quick sweater knitter. Nope. But this, I think, I'm going to attempt to make a really fun, elaborate sweater that I've been wanting to make for a while for Rhinebeck. And if I don't make it, then this is my Rhinebeck sweater. And guess what? That'll have to do. So there's that. Okay, patterns bought. I have been buying a lot of patterns, especially since I downloaded the app Ravit. And thanks, Vanessa. Vanessa Reyes told me about this, and ever since then I lay in bed going meow, 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 meow. Yep, where's my phone? I don't even know where it is. Here it is. And I go bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. And I buy like 1,000 of them just on my phone. So what did I buy? I bought Simple Lines, which is a shawl. There aren't very good pictures in this, or maybe I didn't print them. I don't know. It's this right here. But as you can see, it's like there's a lot of lace at the bottom. And I really liked knitting the Akemi Shawl by Isabel Kramer, and I wanted something else that had all that garter in the top and then a row of lace at the bottom, because I really like knitting lace, but I won't knit like an entire project that's lace because I'm just not fast enough. It'll take me years. So this shawl, if you can see, it has eyelets in the garter, and then it also has lace at the bottom. And so I'm thinking about making this. I don't know. So let's talk about the yarn that I chose for it. Yeah, let's do that. So originally I had this from EYF, and I love Olan. I think you guys know that I love Olan by Jess Kavanaugh. And I had these skeins. And I think this is exquisite. It's called Merlin. And this is on her sock base. Now her sock base, I was grabbing things like a drunken sailor at EYF in 2018. So it's 425 meters. And in my head, I was like, oh, that's 400 yards. No, it's 466 yards or something like that. And when you get to the point where like a fingering weight is less than 400 or more than 400 yards in a skein, it's very fine. it's not like a lace weight, but it's getting there. So to me, when I went to knit with it, it felt like I was knitting, I don't know, it was just too thin for my liking. So I caked up one. I have one. These are going to go in the destash soon. So if you do like a nice lightweight yarn to make a nice lightweight shawl, these are there for you. But I wasn't going to sell them until I found, I'm sorry, I'm crinkling, till I found the same colorway on singles, because I really love this colorway. So I found it on Kitterly, and I bought 4 skeins of it. Do I need 4 skeins of it? No. I don't know why I did that. Now, I still think that skein, those skeins are dyed up so beautifully. And these ones are just as beautiful, but that one is just gorgeous. So I am so looking forward to using these. And I think I'm going to make that shawl, so that might be a cast on in the very near future. But that is one of the patterns that I bought this week. I think I bought 4, because that's who I am. Let's see. I bought, now I'm going to try to say this correctly. Do you guys know Aroha Knits? And I love following her Instagram account. She's raw and she's real. Not raw, she's just real. And I really enjoy what she writes. She's very enlightening. She really is vulnerable at times, and I love following her. So please give her a follow. Her patterns are also quite beautiful. So I was going through them because I really just wanted to knit something of hers. And she came out with this week. And she said this is how you say it. Because I would never in a million years would have thought of this. So this is her new pattern. And she says it's pronounced Whakahoahoa. That the W and the H make an F sound. So she said Whakahoahoa. I think that's what she said. So I'm trying my best here. If I messed up, I'm so very sorry. But again, it's by Aroha Knits. Which I hope I'm saying that right. And I really love it. I just think it's a full lace shawl, but it's not a difficult lace. I've been looking at it. It's not a difficult lace. It's full of eyelets. Here you go. Here's a better picture of it. And I totally recommend this pattern, even though I have not knit it yet, so I cannot attest to it. But I really, really like her pattern, so check them out. I bought this one. This is going into my library, and I have to find yarn that I want to use for it because, I don't know, I think I might make it in like a gold or something, but I bought the Olan in this beautiful gold at VKL, and I bought it in the sock base that I said I don't like. So now I'm going to have to find that on a different base. And I think Kitterly has it also. So go Kitterly. If you guys want any Olan right now, they do have skinny singles. So go over there. Okay, I also bought the Sugar Maple hat by Katie Mack, which is a simple DK hat with like a wide brim, and then it was something simple because I was looking for patterns to follow to make my Hat Not Hate blue hat. I didn't end up following it yet, but I'll probably follow it in the future, so I bought that one. And I also bought Etch Plain by Isabel Kramer, which is, I believe, it's a rectangular wrap type shawl that is all of these. It's lace, but not a complicated lace. It has like it's almost like a cable-y lace. So I would check that out too because it's really, really beautiful. And I hope you guys like those suggestions. If you guys have any suggestions for patterns you think I might like, please put them in the comments. I will definitely check them out. Thank you. Stash Enhancement. I love Stash Enhancement. It's one of my favorite things about knitting. I did leave, I think, two of the skeins that I bought. I left them at my mom's, so we'll see if I ever get those back. This was a Stash Enhancement that I just showed you from Olan that I bought at Kitterly. But before I bought that, I did catch the Olan update a couple weeks ago, and I was able to get this, and I am drooling. I love it. I love it. Oh, there you go. Guys, this is my color. It's more purpley. Usually I'm more into the berries, but I really, really love this color. It's called Dame, and it's on her singles sock weight, which is just a single base fingering, 400 yards to 100 grams. This is what Caitlin Hunter used for one of her Sipila samples. And I've been coveting it ever since. It looks very purple on camera right now, but it's really much more of a deep berry color, and I am just so smitten with it. So I snagged 4 skeins. I mean, what do I need 4 skeins for? But you know what? I'd rather have more than less, because I can always destash it if I'm not going to use it, but it's very hard to find something not that there's a dye lot with indie dyers, but when they're making, like, in the same update, you're tending to find the ones with the same hue. So if I went to buy another skein of this in another update, it might be lighter or darker. I don't really know, so I tried to get it all in one. That's my advice there. Then I ordered from the Queen's Yarn Boutique, which I'm going to put the information in the down bar here. I love this woman. She is adorable. Please follow along on Instagram. She has an adorable little store with hand-dyed yarn in it, and I have to show it to you next week. I'm so upset that I forgot it. But I brought it to my mom's to show my mom and my sister, because I bought this one color that's like all these speckles of pink and purple. Looks like she just tossed it in. It looks gorgeous. And then I bought another skein it's almost like a tonal, but it's like these greens that go into these dark charcoal grays, and I love this skein. And so my sister had a baby boy a couple months ago, and she likes green and her husband likes blue. So, you know, we're her family, so we're on team green, and we're trying to knit like green things for the baby so that the baby has the green in his life, because, you know, his father's only going to buy him blue things. Anyway, and I bought this skein to make him something. So it's DK, and it's beautiful, and I'm sorry that I can't show it to you. I will try to find it. I don't know why it's not with me. It's just so weird. I don't think it's here. Oh, you're empty. Oh, you're empty. Oh, I can't get comfortable. Okay. Anyway, I love Queen's Yarn Boutique. So guys, go to that website and see what she's got for sale. She only does a couple colorways here and there at once, so like it's something you can keep checking. And it is Gemma Darling approved. A couple of days ago, I got this brown paper package in the mail, and I was just like, I don't remember ordering anything from the UK. I know I had ordered some beehive yarns, which is from the UK, and but I had ordered it like the night before. So I was like, there's no way that Beth got this here in a day. But I got a surprise, and here's the package. And first of all, I do want to talk about this package here. She didn't use any plastic in this package. This is from Black Elephant, which, if you guys don't know Petra Black of Black Elephant Yarns, you really need to familiarize yourself with this dyer, because I have been a huge fan of hers for a very long time. I only have a couple of her skeins, but I met her at EYF last year in 2018. And she and a bunch of, you know, Carly and Rachel and Beth and Petra and I were able to find seats in the, I don't know what they call it. At EYF, there's this big room with tables in it, and everyone can sit and knit. So if you're not like in the mood to shop, and you don't have any classes going on right then, you can sit down and just eat your lunch and knit with your friends. And it's amazing. And they use it for a lot of the fringe events. And so we found 5 seats and we sat down, and I got to knit with these ladies for, I think, at least an hour, and I probably could have sat there for the rest of the festival because I loved them all so much. But this is Black Elephant's logo here, and it's blackelephant.uk, you know, www.blackelephant.uk. If you're looking to buy some. She also has an Etsy store, so you can look it up, Black Elephant. But I just was floored because I was not expecting this. It was a gift. I know I haven't shown you the yarn yet. Sit tight, okay? It's coming. But she just said a little birdie, her mother-in-law told her that I wish to have a sweater quantity of bridge burning, and she's sending me more. And it was, if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago I used it as a Brio Duo. It was the orange that was, it just matched everything and I loved it. And I wish I had bought a sweater quantity when I first encountered it and I didn't. And so, Petra, thank you so, so very much. Your generosity is unparalleled and I am just completely floored. I opened it and I was like, it was just like, I can't even put into words, because right now in my life, you know, I'm slowing down. I'm preparing to have a C-section. I'm preparing the house for another baby. Everything that's going on right now is like, it's not about me, and that's fine. I want to build an adorable family, and you know, when you're a mom, nothing really is about you. It's about what you do for others, and that is wonderful and fine, and I signed up for it. But I miss my knitting friends. I miss going to knitting events. I missed, you know, local yarn store day and Maryland Sheep and Wool and the Allentown Fiber Festival, and I was just starting to feel down. I mean, and I have everything I want. Like, I wanted another daughter. I wanted 2 daughters. So I'm literally getting everything I've ever wanted. So please, no one feel bad for me. I have the most charmed life, sincerely. But, you know, we love this knitting community, and I just started to feel withdrawn from it, you know, and all my fiber friends have really been calling and writing me all the time to see how I am. So it's not like I'm not in touch with everyone. I just miss seeing everyone, you know? So she sent me these and it totally lifted my spirits, and it just, I'm just floored. I'm just floored. So a little crinkling. Okay. Crinkle alert. In the package, she put the 4 skeins in this brown paper. And guys, she is proof that everything you use to mail can be recyclable. And I am very, very excited about that. It's just a brown paper bag that she like folded over and taped with brown paper tape. Guys, wonderful. Anyway, you guys want to see the yarn? Do you? Do you? Have you waited long enough? Do you? Do you want to see it? Oh my God. Okay, so when I first opened the package, I hadn't seen the note yet. And I looked at the note and I'm expecting the note to say, "Hey Danny, I know you're really good friends with Gigi. Would you mind passing this yarn along to her?" And I was just like, someone sent me orange yarn. And lately I've been knitting a lot of things that are like tan and orange. And I don't know if it's because I love Gigi or because I hang around with her as much as possible, but she's really rubbing off on me and my voice is getting really high. And guys, I cannot tell you how gorgeous this yarn is. It's called Bridge Burning, and it really has all the tones you would see in a fire. It's got browns and blacks you would see from the logs. It's got red. It's got orange. It's got like, it's just gorgeous. Inspired by everyday life, architecture, paintings, music, books, and my current mood. Well put, Petra. I really hope to see my UK friends sometime soon. I was planning on going to Edinburgh in 2020. As you guys know, I've mentioned that before, and Gigi and I were going to figure it out, and I don't know. Christy was going to go. We were all going to go, and then they canceled it, and I completely am behind people taking mental health breaks, but I'm still sad because it's a wonderful festival. And I think a lot of what makes it so wonderful is the fact that they give you a chance to hang out with your fiber friends, to make memories that are not just knitting and just yarn. You know, they acknowledge that the yarn and the knitting brings us together, but it's what we do together that's important. And I loved the festival, so I will be going back in 2021. It's actually probably better that it's not happening next year because I think my daughter was only going to be, my new daughter, baby S, is only going to be about 6 months old, and I didn't want to leave her. But my husband said, no, you really, really like this festival. You should go. He's wonderfully supportive. He just got back from his Python convention, so we do let each other go to our things, you know, like he has his thing with his computer friends and his computer language, and he goes all over to conventions about that, and then I'm able to go to my yarn things. And so once in a while we should probably take a vacation together, but that hasn't happened yet. Anyway, Petra, again, thank you so very much. And whoever her mother-in-law is, please write me in the comments and tell me who you are, because this gift is from you also, and I am so floored. Thank you so very much for getting this to me, and to Beth from Beehive Yarns for giving Petra my address. It was a wonderful surprise. It was so wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. Okay, guys, it's that time again. It's time for the Brio Duo of the week. Don't worry, I'm not quitting my day job. I know I can't sing, so don't put it in the comments, please, okay? Thanks. The Brio Duo of the week in my bell jar of briosity. Did I just make that up? I'm pretty sure Stephen West got to that first. If he hasn't thought of it, then I'm copywriting it. I was organizing some of my Voile and Vine, and so I have a Voile and Vine Brio Duo, but I couldn't decide which ones I wanted to use, so this week it's a Brio-TRIO, which, if you guys don't know, a Brio Duo are two colors that would brioche gorgeously together. Gorgeously? Is that a word? Okay, gorgeously together. But anything that you do, if you're making a 2-color shawl or a 3-color shawl, they're just colors that complement one another. And that is a Brio Duo. Now, a Brio-TRIO means that I picked one color, and I'm going to show you a dark color that goes with it really pretty, and a lighter color that goes with it really pretty. So we've got this Brio Duo, or we've got this Brio Duo, and that is a Brio-TRIO. You can't brioche with 3 colors. You can if you keep alternating, but I mean, there's enough going on with brioche. Let's not complicate things. So, my first color is Tea Leaves. It is Voile and Vine Yarns in Tea Leaves. This is her Volca base, which is an MCN fingering, 4-ply fingering, and Volca means cloud in German, I believe, and that is how she named it, and it really does look like a cloud. Now I think it would go beautifully with this, which is her Fig Bash colorway, and these are greens and browns, and she's got some pinks in there. It's just gorgeous. I love this colorway, and I think that that's a pretty Brio Duo. Pretty subtle one. That would be a pretty shawl, I think. But if you're looking to make something that needs more contrast in it, maybe you're making the Cipolla or something with color work, or you really want to make something like you're actually going to brioche with it and you want really great stitch definition, then you go with something darker. And this is her Resand colorway. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. I think it was a character from something that she read. But it's really pretty. I mean, look at this skein. Look at this. I don't usually buy blitzed, but I like this because it had gold. Gold stellina, but look at that. It's really, really pretty. So guys, that is your Voile and Vine Yarns Brio-TRIO. We've got Fig Bash, Tea Leaves, and Resand. There you go. You're welcome. And guys, those of you that were writing and saying, you know, never stop doing the Brio Duo, I'll never stop doing the Brio Duo. I'll never stop. I actually was talking to one of my friends, and we've got pins coming. So, Brio Duo of the week. Get ready. Let's do some chatting. I am still interviewing for my portage cardigan. I haven't decided what color that I want it to be. So right now it's between Farmer's Daughter Fibers in her Paul Newman colorway, which is this really, really awesome steel gray. It's like a flat color, but it's beautiful. It's also between Favorite Leather Boots by Chelsea Luxe, which is this gorgeous mustardy color. I just don't know what color I want the cardigan to be. But, and there was one other. I was thinking of trying to get a sweater quantity of Vine, but I don't know if that's gonna ever happen. And it was her Dirty on Purpose colorway, which is gray with like rusts and things running through it, and I thought that would be really, really pretty. So if you guys have any suggestions of colorways to make the portage cardigan out of, please let me know. And please try to suggest things that I can get a full sweater quantity of, because I think I need 10 skeins of it. What else? There was also, oh yeah, Woolfolk Tov, T-O-V, DK. Corrado is knitting with a lot of that right now, and it's exquisite. I mean, the stitch definition, but I usually like to go with an indie dyed yarn just because I like the changes in tone here and there. I think it really makes the stitches look cool, but I don't know. This DK Tov by Woolfolk is kind of drool worthy, so I'm looking into that. I was thinking of making it navy blue, but like, I don't know, guys. I'm completely lost. And the truth is, if I don't start this sometime soon, it ain't getting done, because I'm June, July, August, September, and half of October, and that's probably what I'll need to make a really elaborate cardigan like that. So, help! Thanks. I wanted to let you guys know, Corrado, who designs like a crazy person and has new designs coming out all the time because the man cannot stop knitting. Do not even try to get in between him and his needles. It ain't happening. He has a shawl coming out in my honor. Why, thank you, my prince. And it's called Gemma D. And it's this really pretty shawl with lots of eyelets and yarn overs and a really cool shape. And I modeled for it really badly. But we were at Brooklyn Museum. We were seeing the Frida Kahlo exhibit. And they have this little atrium with, like, I don't know, pillars from some period in time. And so I was like, okay, here we go. Let's model. And pregnant ladies, no. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't, but I tried. I'm trying to get comfortable here, guys. Ow. Okay. But I did my best, you know, with the lighting that we had, which wasn't that great. So don't make fun of me. I'm not a natural model. I need someone to like tell me what to do. Like, look this way. Tilt. I don't know. Some people know how to find their light. I don't know. But I tried. Anyway, back to the pattern, because it's not really about me. But Corrado's my yarn husband, if you guys don't know. And he really does design with his whole heart. And so I really hope that when this pattern comes out, you guys will help me support him. Even if you're not going to knit it. Give it a buy. Take a look at it. Read it. Because he's very innovative for someone who hasn't been knitting very long. So go over to Corrado Lark on Ravelry. He has so many designs. You'll find something that you want to make. And he has a cowl that is really simple brioche if you want to learn brioche. He has started teaching brioche. So a lot of his patterns just have something that you've never come across before. But it's really cool. On one of them, he does like a freeform lace, which I had never heard of. He does all of these things. He links different tutorials. So, you know, he does his homework on all of these patterns. And so just, you know, go give it a look. I've made some ebooks for him where if you buy for like, I think $12, you can get like 5 hat patterns, or for I think it's $12. I may be wrong. You get like 4 shawl patterns in these ebooks. I think I made a couple of those. So again, just give them a look and I will let you know when Gemma D comes out. Next round of destash. I have a little bit. It's not one of my massive Gemma Darling destashes, but it's enough to get excited about. There's some really great stuff in it. I'm going to be putting it up Wednesday, May 15th at noon. New York City time. So put that on your calendar. Follow Gemma Darling Destash on Instagram if you don't already. You'll see the night before I put up all the listings without any commenting available, and then at noon the next day when they go live, I enable all the commenting. First person to comment sold gets it. If the listing has more than 1 skein, you put sold 2, sold 1, sold all. Okay, why are you kicking me? Ooh, her head is like right here right now. Ouch. Come on, baby. Blur, blur, blur. Swim. So that's how you buy, and then I contact you for PayPal payment, and you give me your mailing address. And that's pretty easy. Okay? I organized my needles. Guys, that is so hard, but I had this big mess of needles, and so I literally went through it, and most of them are ChiaoGus, right? And some interchangeables, and I put everything back. I unscrewed everything off the cables. I found all of the ChiaoGu like envelopes, and I put them all back, guys. And let me tell you something. It felt good. I realized I have a lot of size 3s. I don't think I've ever knit a project on a size 3. So I have like probably 4 or 5 of those, and I don't know why. Anyway, of course, I don't have the needles that I need to knit the sleeves on my Felix Pullover, so now I have to order those. It's like ridiculous, guys. I have like so many needles, but I never have the ones that I need. And I don't have like them tied up in project bags, so sigh, whatever, right? First world problems. Okay, we're gonna get to the suggestions on my Ravelry thread, and that's gonna end today's cast. I do have a couple tricks up my sleeve coming up soon, so I hope you will tune in for those. Some of my vlogs are going to start becoming more personal. I usually take you guys with me to local yarn stores and to events, but since I'm about to start momming like really hard, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm probably not going to be able to go to Knit in Public Day. I wanted to go to the Moms and Makers Market sponsored by Knitty City this weekend, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I kind of don't trust myself to just go somewhere alone right now. I'm into my 7th month, and I feel fine, but you never know. Like, things can change in the drop of a hat. So I just kind of like to have a companion. When we went to Andrea Untangled, I told Corrado that he was my person that day, and he was fantastic. He literally, when I was filming Andrea Untangled, I turned around to him and I whispered, I need a chair. And he slid a chair under my tush so I could sit down. Like, he was Prince Valiant that day. And Corrado, if you're watching, I am so indebted to you because I would not have been able to go to that event if you hadn't been like my knight in shining armor that entire day. Like, we met up at 10 in the morning and said goodnight at like 10 or 11 at night. And he was there for me every moment of the way. So thanks, man. I love you. But as I said, I haven't been going to places alone. So I asked my mom to go to places with me, but she's been taking care of my dad, and then my sister has a newborn, and my husband has to take care of the dog and the baby if I go anywhere, so it hasn't left me much mobility. So my vlogs are going to become a little bit homebound. Mother's Day, I don't really like to go out. My sister does, so she's taking my mom out, and then they're going to come to my house, and maybe I'll make like dessert or something, but we're going to start the vegetable garden that day. So I'm going to have a lot of garden updates. I was following Lavanya for years, Lavanya Patricella. She can grow anything. And then I started following this garden update something on YouTube, and this woman is incredible. She doesn't just have a green thumb, like all 10 fingers are green, and she can grow anything. And so she tells you a lot of things that you don't know about, like each type of plant and what kind of soil they need and this and that. And I found it super therapeutic. So if you guys want to give it a go, I highly suggest it. I just went to Home Depot, which is probably not the best place to buy stuff, but Home Depot has organic vegetable plants. So I got an eggplant last year. I got some strawberries. I got all my tomatoes there. I don't grow those things from seeds, but then the seeds I got at Whole Foods. They had a bunch of organic seeds. It's just like a rack that spins around. And so I bought carrots and beets and like all sorts of stuff. And so we're going to try again. I bought 2 new planters that are really long. They're like 2 feet by 6 feet. And so I'm going to put them right smack dab in the front of my house where the best light is. No shame. You're growing your own food. There's nothing shameful about that. And so yeah, we're going to try that again. So you'll see some updates on that if you're interested. I'm also going to start hardcore vlogging Gemma Darling Grows a Human because I'm not doing this again. And so the videos are ow! know. The videos are as much for me as they are for you guys. Anyone who wants to follow along, you're welcome to. But I'm just warning you, there will not be any yarny goodness in those vlogs. So if you see it say Gemma Darling, you know, in the garden, Gemma Darling grows a human, those are not yarn centric. So if you're not into it, you're not into it. But they're there for your enjoyment if you would like. I just want to go over some of the things that you guys suggested to me in the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. First of all, a lot of you said that I should have guests, and I had Gigi. If you guys didn't see, Gigi's my girl. I love her. I love Shelby. I love having them in my life. They check up on me all the time, and I'm so thankful for them. They're one of the most wonderful mother-daughter duos that I have ever met. They are literally best friends, and so I love them both, and so of course Gigi had to be my first guest. I have 2 more guests lined up. I have a list of others that I'm going to ask, so you asked for it, and I will do my very best to show you guys some of my knitting friends, and not like an interview fashion, because, you know, Christy does the interview. She gets to the crux of what makes people tick, and she is great at that. And if you're not a Patreon yet, please go to her Patreon and follow, because she puts extra videos up on that, and she is totally worth it. She travels the world. I sit on my couch, and I'll have my friends over, and literally will podcast with them. Like, what are you working on? Do you have a Brio Duo? Like, we're going to do everything we do on a normal podcast. I'll just have a companion. Okay. More vlogging of my everyday outings. No problem. More Franny. No problem. More baking and cooking. So I had a gestational diabetes scare, which I think some of you know about, and I luckily do not have it, but I was not feeling well for a while, and every time I ate something with sugar in it, I was just feeling jittery. I had a brunch because my aunt and uncle wanted to come over and give Franny her birthday present, like a month after her birthday, because we weren't able to like get together. And I realized later that I ate a huge fruit salad, a Krispy Kreme donut, and I think within a 24-hour period, I ate 3 bagels and cream cheese. Because they were just there, and I kept taking them when I was hungry, and then I realized I think I ate 3. So no wonder my sugar spiked. Like, seriously? Like, come on, Danny. I mean, come on. So, and a couple days later is when I went to take my initial test, and I think that's why I failed it. But then I went to take the 3-hour test, and I'm good. I don't have it. Thank you for all of the well wishes. But when I did think that I had it, I went looking on the internet, and I found a lot of really, really nutritious recipes that I'm going to try and eat anyway, because I should just be eating better. I mean, who needs to eat 3 bagels and a Krispy Kreme in a 24-hour period? That is not the way to take care of yourself, whether you're pregnant or not. So I will try to bring more baking and more cooking to you, but I am not someone who makes a lot of different meals. I make the same thing over and over again. Yeah. Baked chicken. Yeah. It's delicious, though. More about my being a beginner sewist. Okay. I haven't been sewing a lot lately. I do have an idea for something I want to sew to put in my Etsy store, so stay tuned for that. The place where I go to take my classes, Urban Society, I've done some vlogs on them. They just moved to a new location, guys, and they're offering knitting lessons to children and to adults, and I may be teaching there in the future, hopefully. They're in Westfield, New Jersey, and they're in a huge location now. So if you guys are in the tri-state area and you want to learn how to sew, please go on urbansociety.com. I will definitely vlog as much as I can my sewing shenanigans, because I'm not that good at it, and I really am trying to teach myself. I'm pretty sure we'll have some vlogs when I figure out what Franny's going to be for Halloween, because we're not buying stuff anymore. We're going Mima old school, Mima Shirley, my Mima, we're making stuff. Okay. Even if I have to staple it together and turn it inside out like we did in college, still considered sewing. Let's see. Share more about podcasts I watch. Okay, I can do that. I'll try to make a list next week of podcasts that I watch, so that we can talk about that. I'm going to be podcasting with a special guest this weekend, so I think that I'll put that on that podcast more frequently and consistently. I really do my best, guys. I have a schedule. It doesn't work. Pattern of the week. I can show you what patterns I'm buying. I did that this week, and I think that was a great suggestion because there's so many patterns on Ravelry. It's nice to highlight one that you enjoyed knitting, so I will definitely do that. Visit more yarn shops, no problem. Share my jewelry making. I'm trying really hard to come out with a spring line. I have not been able to sit down and make jewelry in a while. And then I just found out yesterday that my favorite bead store in the city, where I actually get wholesale prices on these gorgeous, gorgeous gems, is going out of business. So not happy about that. But yes, if I do sit down to make something, I will take you guys along with me. Knit with friends more often? Well, of course I wish I did that. And anytime I do, sometimes I don't want to jam a camera in their face. Sometimes I just want us to sit there and gossip and talk and knit. But if it is an event where all my friends are, I will definitely vlog it. Explain more about the Brio Duo. Suggest patterns. No problem. We will start that next podcast. No more noisy events. Okay, I don't know if I can help with that. I think I can try and get a lavalier so that my camera will, I'll have a microphone like right here that you'll just hear my voice more than you'll hear the background. So we can try that because I do understand what you're talking about. When I edit them, I go through it and I see what you're talking about on that. It is a little bit jarring, but you know, if you're gonna see, if you see that I've vlogged a Vogue Knitting Live, don't expect it to be quiet. You just kind of have to roll with it at that point because there's not much I can do about that. But I will try. Okay? I will. Knitting successes and fails. I like that. That I will make a segment soon where I'll show you some of the things that I have failed at. And it's not usually the pattern. It's usually me. But I will definitely show you those. You like my Jersey accent. That's really funny. I think that's hysterical. Yeah. Yeah, I have one. I do. I went to school in Connecticut and I lost it for a while. My sister went to school in South Jersey. Hers got thicker. It was funny. So you should hear her. I'm trying to have her on my podcast. She doesn't want to be on it for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because she's a partner at a law firm and she's important. But I'll see. I'll try to drag her on here one day just so you can see her accent compared to mine. Baby knits. Not knitting for baby. That is grandma's job. I knit some things for Franny. She didn't want to wear them. So it kind of takes its toll. You're like, oh, I knit this beautiful thing and the kid doesn't want to put it on. So I'll wait till baby S and Franny are a little bit older and they can tell me what they want and then I will knit for them happily. Slow down when filming to reduce dizziness. Yes, when I am filming things and I'm out and about, in my camera, it looks like I'm going really slow because I am. I may have to just clean my lenses more often because sometimes the autofocus doesn't register as fast. So I will definitely address that. I'm not a professional, but I try my best. So just bear with me on that. Let's see. Baby updates. No problem. Why I chose certain yarns for certain projects. I like this one. I will try to go through some of my FOs and we'll talk about why I choose certain yarns for certain projects because I'd like to hear some of that from you guys also. You know, when I'm knitting a cardigan or something that's going to be outdoorsy, I want like a more rustic wool, 100% superwash or 100% straight wool. I don't want any nylon, any silk, anything fancy in it, any cashmere. And I will try to go through that with you guys if you're interested. I mean, I don't know that I don't know what I'm doing. This is just my preferences. Let's see. Makers that I follow and admire, I will put together a list. How cheerful I am. Guys, I only podcast when I'm happy. I'm not going to bring you, like, today sucked. I'm not going to do that. So you guys think I'm happy all the time? I am not. So I just wanted to say that it's really, really nice of you to mention that, like, I'm bubbly and my smile makes you happy and this and that. I am happy most of the time. I have a charmed life. I have thankfully gotten everything I could ever ask for. I have nothing to complain about. And I know that. So I recognize it and I appreciate it. And I celebrate it. And you know, but I mean, if there's something really bad going on in my life, I don't tend to share it. I will share it if I feel it's important or it could help someone else. But, you know, I just think that this is some place that all of you guys should be able to come to smile and have fun and relax And you don't need the weight of my world on your shoulders. And, you have your own problems. Everyone has their own problems, right? So, yeah, I seem bubbly, but dude, if you want to wake me up in the morning, you will see a whole other side of me. Ask my mother. In fact, I will ask my mother. So, yeah, I mean, who wants to see Grumpy Danny? But I'm just saying, she exists. Oh, she exists. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. I am going to stop babbling. I am going to let you guys get on to the next podcast that you would like to watch. I do just want to say one more thing. To the ladies of Legacy Fiber Arts, Chelsea and Sue, you guys know that you have had my heart since day one. When I entered this knitting community, your podcast, Chelsea, I watched the first one when you were like in the dark by the Christmas tree. I love you guys, and I always have, and I really try never to miss an episode. But the fact that you guys are doing the 8 days of Hanukkah, the 8 nights of Hanukkah as an Advent, I don't know if the word Advent is correct, but everyone does the Christmas Advents, and someone suggested that someone start doing other holidays, and and I just think that the fact that Legacy picked it up and ran with it a day later is so admirable, and I just want to thank you guys. I will be trying my best to get my 8 skeins set and knitting something up for my Vlogmaka videos. And I think that was just a really, really wonderful way to include an entire population that gets excluded from the Christmas rush. So thank you, ladies, so very much for taking that to heart and for running with it. I personally am very, very thankful. And to all of you, I hope that you have a wonderful week. I will see you very, very soon. I absolutely promise. My fingers are not crossed. See? They're not crossed. They're not. Be happy. Knit what you love. Enjoy your yarn. Use your yarn. Be kind to everyone. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Goodbye.